on, it's on here. I did another one and I use the dilution sprays and I just get so frustrated with them. Because no matter what I do, it still bleeds through. I tried clear gesso on it, and then it just kind of, you try not to work it on there, but it just made a mess. So I only one piece. So I left my gloves on, but I'm gonna just use my craft paint. This is Bristol paper, Strathmore, and that's the longest I have. I got some sketch paper, but I tried gluing those together, and it just made a kind of. I'm gonna take these off. These are not comfortable, but at least I would. No, see. Well, maybe that's the other paint. So, I wear the gloves, but I still get stuff on my hands. Alrighty, let me see. Do I got another green over here? Yeah, I got a few greens over here. I got a little my paint rack. It's one of the Saw Crafters ones. I still got another one I need to put together, but I don't know. It's alright, but I get nervous when I have to move it. I glued it good and everything, but when you start putting all these in, I get a little heavy. Did I even say what I'm doing? I'm going to try to do mixed media houses. Some others are doing it, so it just looked fun. Because they were in Odd Girls too, but I just, it's not that I don't like doing faces, it's just kind of, I don't do well with them, and then I get a little cranky. Alright, you guys have that same problem where you just get overly fussy with something, or you want to be perfect, but that's why sometimes I get upset because, well, when I was a kid, I just loved to try all different mediums and all that, and I had a great art teacher. But as you get older, then you start realizing how much things cost, and I end up kind of hoarding stuff, and then it's like, what's the sense of doing that? So one of my goals this year was to use my products and not just let them sit on the shelf. Put that over there. I think I got a little bit too much. The dark there is really, I don't know why I'm getting too fussy with it, because it's probably not even going to be seen if I put houses on it. I'm going to try to keep it in the level there, but so did you guys have a great weekend? I hope you did. Sunday was kind of a, because it snowed, but, I mean, it wasn't much, but it was just frustrating because the week before we just, had pretty decent weather, and I don't know, they're talking about more snow, so, in New England we kind of just, you don't expect it. Oh, well, some people, they're like, oh, well, it should be spring, just because it says it on a calendar doesn't mean it's going to be that way. It's like, look, we had a snow in November, so back in the day they probably had snow early, but I don't know if I want to, I want to hit this with a heat gun. See, that's 3 times fast. like it till it lays flat. Sorry about that. You know, I know how it is to watch paint dry. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so I can move it down a bit. So I don't know how I'm going to do the houses, you know, book papers, or I was thinking book papers, and then I have some tape for the joints on for drywall. This is a different one. I like the paper one better, but I don't know why they had these on sale, and I was like, well, alright, I could use it for my art, so. What a deal, what a bargain, so, you know, you just try it on out. I apologize that the light is kind of behind me. I'm trying to find a light to come over to show on this more, but the one I had, it just kind of, it was working, and then I walked on the floor and the light went out, and then I couldn't get it to come back on. Oh, I think this one's done. I get kind of sad when I run out of my paints, because these are old school, because a lot of mine was this Delta Ceramic Coat. A lot of these, back in the day, when I get them, they were, what, 45 cents? But then when they mark them half off at Walmart and all that, it would be, you know what I mean? And when I'd see a basket and they'd be marking them down, I was like scooping them up. Because usually it's always like I call them the not so pretty colors, you know, but you can kind of mix them. But when they had them on, marked down, then I would be all over that. I used to do more wood products. Because I remember when I used to, you know, get all the birdhouses and all that, and then deck them out, and then, what did I do with my paintbrush? And then Walmart stopped having them, and then I was getting frustrated, and then going to the craft shows, I was seeing these, you know, people or their husbands were cutting pieces out for their wives and all that, and I was like, kind of asked my husband about it, and he was like, oh, I'm no handyman, I'm not into that, which I found out at our other house, but, so I was like, well, I don't think it would be that hard, it's kind of like you know, use a saw, but, so we had a jigsaw, so I started using that, and then I got a little bit more detailed, and then I asked for a scroll saw for Christmas. My husband was like, I don't want to buy one of that, and then so my dad was a little upset that he didn't support me on it, so my dad bought it. So my husband felt kind of bad, but that was when my dad was diagnosed with lung cancer, so he was like, oh, because you never asked for anything, and because I want to see my sweetie pie be happy, so you know, when I got that going, I had a chair. I got it in my living room now, but it was, he used to come up and watch me, and, you know, so we got to chat, and some good moments. You know, I can hold on to them now, that, you know, when he got sick, well, I had some other medical stuff go on at that time, too, but, you know, I was going part-time, and then, you know, so I could be available if he needed me for chemo and all that. But he was stubborn. He was like, no, I'm fine. Because my son was 3, 4, and, so anywho, but he didn't die of the cancer. He's another one. They gave him 6 months, and he was fine. You know, so that's why I tell people, you know, you don't listen to the doctors, you know, it's only a guesstimate on their part. I tell that to the patients in the clinic all the time. You know, just live your day. It might not feel good today, but, you know, and set goals. I know I don't say too much about with me, but I've been dealing with my medical since I was 15. Actually, before I was 15, they finally diagnosed me when I was 15. So, and I can't even count how many times they said I had 6 months to live. And mine was rough too because you know, with having a blood disease, and it was around the time AIDS came out, so you know, you had a lot of nurses that didn't want to touch you and everything, so it was kind of not pretty, but you know, I survived. Kind of deal with it, but I don't know, this purple I got, I don't even know when I got it. It says multi-surface too, so I think I'm going to put that one back. Get a lighter purple here. Like I said, I was using the, what is this one? Country Colors. It doesn't even say, I don't even think it's a, oh my gosh. I got, it must have been one of my mom's, and it was from the store Riches, and they went out when I was in high school. Uh-huh. Yeah, some of my paints and stuff, that's why I kind of, you know, it's like a memory. My mom's friends, they, when they got older, then they, you know, with their arthritis and all that, then they gave up doing crafts or painting, and they'd ask my mom if I wanted it, so then they were like, oh, well, have your daughter go to the senior center, and so I used to go there on Tuesdays, so I'd make sure well, I used to go there anyways for different things for my mom, but the ladies liked having, you know, for different things. But they would bring in bags of stuff, or say I got stuff in my car, you know, so I'd go out and they unlocked the car, and then I was like, what the, you sure about getting me that? And you know, it would make their day because they knew that it was going to be used, so they'd give me stencils and you name it. I remember when I got into crochet, I taught myself. My mom was telling the ladies that, and she was like, oh, I'm really proud of her, and, you know, and saying some of the things, and then she brought in some of my stuff because they were going to do a, what do you call it, craft fair. And, you know, another lady, she was like, oh, I have some yarn and that. So she told me to come out to the car, and she goes, oh, you know, she goes, I told your mom, you know, $25. And I was like, okay. And so I get out there, and it was like, it was a contract bag full of yarn. And I was like, whoa, you sure? You know, that's way too much for that price. And she was like, no, no, no. I tried giving her more money, and she was like, no, no, no. And then she goes, well, I heard you do other arts things too. So she gave me all her, she'd cut out patterns in her, from magazines, and then she would trace them, and then, oh, I forgot the name of it. Back in the day, it was some kind of, on cloth, and they were like tubes and that, and I remembered it smelled. My sister used to do it. But anywho, she had those paints, and then, but she had the patterns for it and everything. So, yeah, I still have them. Yeah, because she passed a couple years ago, so, you know, so I figure I carry on their passion too. You know, you never know who you're going to touch, or, you know, what kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but, I don't know, the sky, I'm trying to add a little bit of purple, and then it's a little light on the bottom. I don't know if I should add some more purple. What do you think? Going on 14 minutes, so, yeah, it's a little light. You know what, I'm going to leave it, because then I'll probably do some stamping and all that, so I'm going to let this dry for the night, and then I'll come back in the morning, and maybe I can figure out if I'm going to do book pages and all that, so hope you had fun crafting with me tonight. You know, it was great being here. Bye everyone, have a great night.